Reporting live at NULL Thought Studio.
With a Capri Sun.
Yeah,
It's Saturday night.
You've literally been slurping down that Capri.
Friday night.
Yeah, it is a Friday night. Thank God.
Hang on, I have to wring out my Capri Sun
Fuck.
to get all the liquid out, you know? Like a towel, like a dish rag.
You didn't need to look me in the eyes saying that.
You're like,
Do you ever drank the dirty dishwater after you're done?
yeah, you don't want to waste it.
Well, yeah, because like you get all the yummy little scraps from your days old food, you know?
Yeah,
me
just put a
puke.
cap of bleach in that thing and it's good
Yeah,
to go.
yeah.
Just slurp
By the
right
way, I
up.
wanted to vent. Who's been taking the scraps out of the bottom of the sink? I've been trying to save those.
Ooh.
I've been getting hungry lately.
Yeah,
little midnight
you're taking my
snacker.
food.
Little midnight snack, huh? Alex?
Hey, I contribute to that pile just as much as you do,
So
okay?
split it up.
All right. You know, you're right.
Everyone
That's on
knows
me.
you package it up, you divide it into how many house members you have, you put it in a little Tupperware and you hide it. You sew it away.
I take it to lunch at work, and I get like 4 or 3 pieces of
Dude,
some
I'm
whatever.
so jealous of everyone else's scrap jar.
Mine's gotten pretty big. But
You should see Tom's scraps. He's got a fucking smorgasbord of food to choose.
Smorgasbord.
Is it sport gauge board?
What?
I'm pretty sure it's like smorgasbord, right?
What is this thing? It's a real thing?
Yeah, you don't know what a smorgasbord is?
It's
No,
not
it's
smorgasbord.
not even
It's
Smorgasbord. You're not taking out of
This is
the
like
thing.
charcuterie.
Dude.
First of all, it's smorgasbord and it's charcuterie.
Smallish board.
Smorgasbord?
You haven't been taking your Dutch on
Like
Duolingo.
charcuterie.
No, I haven't. Is that a Dutch
No, it's
word?
probably German.
Yeah.
Who
If I had to
knows?
guess.
I think so.
If I had to guess, it sounds German.
Smorgish is like the most German thing I've ever heard.
It's probably not even smorgasbord. Watch. I hope someone corrects me.
Watch. Doesn't look it up.
Watch, we're all wrong.
Actually,
you
yeah, I'm
corrected me.
I'm going to Jamie this.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Null
you-
Thought Podcast.
Do you guys know how to say smorgasbord?
Where'd you say mortgage, dude? I'm Zane.
I'm Alex.
I'm Anthony.
And Namanaya.
Yeah, we have Anaya back.
Woo!
And we're at her house.
True. I
Our
live here.
house.
Not
In the
my
middle
house.
of the street.
Our house. I fucking hate that song.
Dude, it
Why?
plays at work.
Valid.
It plays
Why?
at work constantly, and I fucking hate it.
It's one of those songs that I heard just randomly in my childhood, and I heard it once or twice, and it never left my mind.
And
It's-
that means it's a fucking banger.
No, I heard because I
house
was reintroduced to it.
in the middle of the street.
I'm at a payphone.
Oh my God.
Get out of here, Adam.
Let it go.
I was introduced to it at like a younger age, and it just stuck with me ever since. So like I was reintroduced to it recently, and I listened back to it and I'm like, the song fucking blows. Like it's just a bad song.
I feel like
It is.
the only place you hear that song is in like on the radio randomly
Mhm.
or like at 3 a.m. or some shit, or in like a fucking end credits like scene in a movie, like the end of like a family
Yeah,
sitcom,
of
and then
like
it's
a
like
B movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
everyone gets around at the end of the table or at the table together at the end, and then they're all like
the slow
our
pan
house
out.
up in the middle of the street, and
They're
then
eating bomb-ass
everyone
spaghetti.
in the
Freeze frame
theater is getting
jumps.
down. Yeah,
All of them.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Freeze
definitely
frame
has that vibe.
suicide.
Dark turn on our house.
The way that Zane would like it to go.
Why me?
Yeah.
You hate the song.
Okay, but I don't want them to fucking
I want them
die.
to kill themselves.
I just want them to not make that song.
I want the creators of Our House to go fucking die.
No, I like you.
Toxic.
We
But
don't
fuck your
actually-
song.
We hate your song, but don't actually go die.
Don't
This
lump
is
me
a
in.
Message of positivity.
Hold on, who?
3/4 of the people here hate
Whoa,
this
hold
song.
up. You are
I'm a
mutually
supporter.
excluding
I'm
yourself.
he's
I'm
excluding
not
him.
mutually excluding
I'm
myself. I'm
excluding you now,
excluding
too.
myself.
He's excluding himself as in a fan of the song, not in as a.
So I'm including myself. You guys are excluding
I'm
yourself.
pretty indifferent to the song. I don't like it, but like I
So you
do
don't
get.
like it.
I got caught. I get caught on like the catchy bit of it, and it's
That's
just
the
like.
only thing
what's
that I
the
can really
catchy
say
bit?
that. What do you think the catchy bit is? The only
Is
thing I remember.
there a verse to that song?
Yes.
There is
Why?
too.
He's
Why?
never even heard it.
What?
He's never even heard the song.
Yeah.
Oh, fake
I've
fan, dude.
Only listen to it in movie credit scenes or on the radio at
And
3
then this
a.m.
man's gonna-
I don't remember that
And
shit.
so you're gonna die on that hill and be like, "This song's
Yeah.
a banger. This song's
Yeah.
fire."
Yeah.
Bruh, you haven't even listened to the whole thing.
I bet you we look at the lyrics right now, it'll be like lyrical genius, words on top of words,
You're a
layers.
dick rider for
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. So, who? You want to know the creators of the best song
Is
in
that
the
like
world?
30? You named like 30 people.
There's 4 dudes on the song. I can't help it. That's just what Google says.
Google's fucking, they're fucking up.
I'm
Did you
gonna
figure out how to pronounce smorgasbord?
Yeah,
That's still in the queue.
in the queue.
Yeah, he's deflecting. Absolutely. How do I spell it?
He's deflecting,
Wait,
but he
where-
wrapped back around.
Where was the first time you guys heard that word?
What?
Probably TV.
Smorgasbord. I know for sure it was
literally like
SpongeBob.
fucking 10 minutes ago. I didn't know
Really?
what a smorgasbord was.
I literally have to Siri this because I can't spell it and Google doesn't know what I'm talking about.
I've
Hey
heard
Google,
it a,
what's a smorgasbord? Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
I've heard a lot in the
Smorgasbord.
culinary world.
Oh, in the culinary world?
Yeah.
I've only heard it in fucking SpongeBob, to be honest. Anaya just
smorgas-
rolled her eyes
no,
at me.
there's something
after
in my
I s-
eye. I was literally just about to say, what episode was there a smorgasbord in fucking SpongeBob? Because now I'm interested.
They got like, I don't even know what episode it was, but somebody had like a tray of food and there were, I think it was like Mr. Krabs or someone. They were like, "Oh, you got a smorgasbord there, buddy,"
Oh,
or some
God.
shit.
Smorgasbord.
Mr.
Yo,
Krabs known
do
for
you
saying
guys-
buddy.
Sponge. I don't know.
Good going, sponge. Hey, plate cleaner.
Plate cleaner.
We should watch SpongeBob later.
We should, yeah. Honestly, since we finished watching JoJo, I've been.
We should watch SpongeBob next. I think that's a
I
good
know,
series.
That's the
to
next
transition to.
anime that like it's like
Yeah.
a spiritual successor basically.
Right.
It's the
JoJo.
spiritual successor to Family Guy.
After global warming submerged Peter, Lois, and Meg.
Yeah.
Not Chris.
No,
And
well, he's
Brian.
too big. Chris is too big to get submerged.
Why?
He's a big boy.
Chill.
He floats.
No. Everybody floats in water. So
When they're dead.
factually, well, they float harder.
They float real
You are
hard.
so buoyant right now.
Are you fucking dead, bro? You're floating hard right now.
Enough of this dumbass topic.
Did we?
What?
I still want to know how to pronounce smorgasbord.
I literally cannot look it up because
Okay,
I
you
don't know how to
spell
No
it?
one knows how to spell it.
Just fucking, no, you,
This is an
oh,
ancient word.
Yeah.
you tried to use the voice to text. I remember.
Yeah, and it picked up everybody else, and I have to have
Okay, try
complete
now,
Okay,
try now.
complete silence.
I got it.
You motherfucker.
It's smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord.
Like
Smorgas.
like smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord.
Okay, that makes
A
sense.
buffet offering a variety of hot and cold meats, salads, hors d'oeuvres,
Oh,
etc.
yeah.
Hold up.
So it's an extended charcuterie board.
Smorgasbord.
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 Anyways, a real topic.
Yeah, the incel solution.
That's not what I intended for it to be, but it's just like how I would remember it because I was talking to Anthony before the podcast just to get him caught up on.
To get him primed.
Yeah, he was,
'cause
I'm
there's-
ready for incel.
there's
he
like
was
a little-
priming me for his final solution.
Stop saying it like that. I'm not trying to.
You're the one who
genocide-
said it
I'm
like
not trying
that.
to genocide anybody. Anyways, so Jordan Peterson and Olivia Wilde have beef now because Olivia Wilde called him the king of incels, and he started crying as he usually does. And the point that I wanted to talk about was like what Jordan Peterson is for like his audience. Like a lot of incels like Jordan Peterson. I'm not going to say every person who likes Jordan Peterson is an incel, but there's like a high correlation between them.
Stats don't lie. I'm just saying.
Stats don't.
I'm not saying it. The stats just.
But like the stats are there.
And Jordan Peterson kind of gets clowned on for being emotional or crying a lot. And I feel like that is I don't agree with a lot of what Jordan Peterson says. I think he does have a lot of like bird brain takes, but what he does for his audience, like the self-help nature of his
the
advice,
selvers.
the selfers,
The incelvers.
he gives a lot of good advice on self-help, which I do have to commend him for. And I think it's good for his community of incels to actually learn from that, because they also look up to him. So they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to listen to him instead of, anybody else. People clown on Jordan Peterson for crying a lot or being emotional, but I feel like honestly that's a good thing and that we should have more of. Maybe he does cry too much.
I have
but
no
that's
idea of Jordan Peterson's like Twitter or internet presence. Like
So Jordan Peterson, he got popular like in 2017, 2018, around then, like because he was a college professor for psychology, and he was like debating some students like outside of his lecture. Because they like protested him because he had said something about this bill. It was like in Canada called C-16. All it was is basically saying that you can't like discriminate against like trans people for jobs and stuff like on the basis of them being trans.
Oh, okay.
And you have to like respect their gender identity or whatever.
Which side was Jordan on?
Jordan was on the other side, saying because he saw it as like thought police coming down and policing our words and like doing this, like they're making me buy into the liberal like bullshit theory of trans ideology or whatever the fuck, like some a little like kind of crazy and stupid. Like anything he says that has to do with like politics or sociology is generally,
I don't like his politics.
It's generally dog shit. Like he is just like bad at analyzing things, in my opinion. Like Zane said, like his self-help and a lot of like his psychology stuff is like pretty good. You know what I mean? Because that's what he studied. He studied psychology. So like he's pretty good at that. He didn't study politics or anything like that. So
you can be horribly informed on one thing and uninformed on another.
Absolutely.
It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
You choose where you
get your specialization.
Yeah.
So as much as he gets clowned on, I think that figurehead of like what he's actually helping people with is actually a pretty good thing for a lot of incels, because that's how you get out of that mindset, is basically you yourself have to get out of that.
Yeah. Is he like promoting like, because you're saying that a lot of incels go to him. Is it because he's called like the king of incels? What kind of like incel like
there's no
main
correlation
traits?
between like what he actually teaches as incel behavior versus people who follow him. It's just like one of those things that he attracts these kinds of people.
Well, here's what I'll say. What might attract them is because like his very public like political takes that he makes, like they are very in line with certain like right-leaning ideologies. I'm not going to say that Jordan Peterson is alt-right or Jordan Peterson is like he has like the same ideology as an incel, because I don't think that's true.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I've been confused about the entire time.
It's just that like a lot of incels like latch on to him and like will because a lot of like Jordan Peterson wrote a book called 12 Rules for Life. And like, it's like this self-help psychology book. I actually bought it like a while ago and read through like half of it. And it was like, okay. Because I was like, back then I did kind of like Jordan Peterson, like some of his psychology stuff.
When was it? High school?
Huh? Yeah, in high school. And or like right after college.
Right after high school?
Right after high school, my bad. And so like it's really basic shit, like clean your room, make your bed, very basic shit that like
sold a book about it.
Well, yeah. Well, like a big thing is like, cause like when you're depressed and shit, like you let a lot of other things go. So it's if a big thing in his like ideology is like, before you go and try to change anything about the world or change anything about, the outside, whatever, you have to get your own home in order. Like that's like a big principle of his.
And subconsciously, it's those little wins that kind of help you pull forward, especially out of depression and such, because you let things pile up. Like you have laundry, like you don't make your bed or anything. You don't.
And then you feel like shit and beat yourself up for missing out on those chores.
Yeah. And it makes you more anxious. It makes you less willing to do those things. And it's those just step-by-step incremental pushes you can do for yourself to eventually be able to just do all this stuff no problem, because you get into the routine of doing it and you're helping yourself along the way. It makes things easier for you, and you're not in as much of a like cluttered space, both mentally and physically. So I feel like that what he's perpetrating there is actually a really good thing for a lot of people.
It's not bad at all.
It is kind of basic because a lot of people just know that's like the first thing you say.
Basic but needed.
Yeah, sometimes people need it. Yeah, because it's like a lot of his he'll talk about like experiences that he has with fans a lot. How a lot of them don't really like talk to their dads or like have good role models or things like that. You know what I mean? So, and then like once they read his book or listen to his lectures, they have some experience, and then that changes. And that's cool, you know. And I think that's like a good thing for incels and for people in general. You know, like you don't necessarily have to be like an incel to like get something from Jeter Porterson's work. Jordan Peterson's work, but you know,
You really made him authentic.
yeah.
I don't know why that was so funny to me.
I misspoke, and then I just committed to the misspeak. So, but yeah, so like I don't know.
Is he fundamentally like a traditionalist?
Probably, yeah. Like he's like kind of liberal in some ways, but definitely conservative in others. Like he very much values like hierarchy and things like that. He thinks that there are like naturally determined hierarchies.
I think that's just weird.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, I mean,
he
it makes
says that,
sense if he like studies psychology and he's like studying society based on like
yeah. Well, so like because I read his book, or at least like half of it. So like a lot of like what he based it off of is like like lobsters and other animals in the animal kingdom. A lot of them organize themselves hierarchically, and they have like very good structured societies that like allow flourishing, whatever, you know.
Did this dude
And-
make up the alpha beta concept?
No, that's
He probably
not him.
follows it, but
I don't know if he does. I don't think I've ever heard him say alpha or beta in his
well, if
life.
he's talking about hierarchies in like the animal kingdom, what else really
Well-
is there?
Well,
mean,
no,
he's not
I think he's more
explicitly saying
talking
it,
about
but-
like, well, like there are like leaders and followers. Like they're like that's like his like what he believes, that there have to be like people in like upper echelons and like other upper echelons to like help, you know,
Yeah. Well,
control society.
The thing is
basically.
with that is I think that a lot of people who buy into that kind of like structural need, they think that it's like a natural thing for humans to do that, when in reality it's just beneficial
Yeah.
to do that. But it's not always beneficial. It doesn't always have to be like that.
No,
Humans
yeah.
don't have like a natural need to be led or like to
Yeah.
lead for certain people, for alpha males or whatever.
Mhm.
Because like we are vastly smarter than a lot of the other animals in the animal kingdom. Just because they do it doesn't mean that we should also do it, or like we have to do that, because our intelligence lets us break away from that mold, that natural need to do those kinds of things. So while a leader may help in a lot of situations, like at a job, it's not needed because we're so smart in reference to like other animals in the kingdom.
That kind of brings me into like a slightly related tangent, where it's the idea that managers are like coworkers. The only separating difference between you and your manager is that A, they deal with logistics, and then B, they're the first person who gets to fire you if you mess up on something that they don't even decide.
And they're on salary.
Yeah, they're yeah, okay, yeah, they are salary too. Yeah, that too. But yeah, like they're just like they get paid to deal with the amount of work that they do. Therefore, they are justified in their position. But they are still 100% your coworker.
Mhm.
Like
A
you
lot of
g-
people probably don't have that mindset where like
Right.
they think that a manager is someone that
is like your boss.
like they're untouchable or something.
Oh,
Like
Right.
I would consider
Or-
a boss a coworker as well, but I guess like are you specifically saying a direct manager?
I don't know. Because like in the instance in which I'm speaking, most times I'm talking about like, oh, you have like, say you have like your kitchen manager, in like they are in just like in literally like one position above you, managing your like segment essentially. Because I've been through like a couple kitchens, and
I've been around a few kitchens.
like I've
He says.
I've seen just like a lot of managers end up taking the like the it's like the Stanford prison experiment of like fucking like job titles. It's like I am manager, therefore I am God.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of
like,
managers
yeah.
have egos.
That is
Yeah.
a huge problem that you end up running into. And like I don't like how do you as a company end up like trying to break down that like barrier of hierarchy?
Yeah.
I don't think a company is able to do that in general, just
Hmm.
because it's like you can't micromanage how a person manages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the manager themselves, their position, well, it depends on the position, but like most managers and supervisors are there to control the people. Like
Yeah.
that's their job. They're supervising the tasks that these people are doing.
Mhm.
my manager at work has other jobs. Like he's also essentially an engineer that does other engineering things, but he's also managing the rest of us. So he's juggling these projects just as much as we are. So seeing him as a coworker, that's way easier to do. But if it's someone that's just like a superior that's supposed to manage you, I can see how a lot of people don't draw that line, or they do draw that line and say that he is basically not my coworker. He's someone who's supposed to control me, etc.
Okay. It's that alpha beta mentality in the workplace that's really driving this.
My original point was back to the incel solution. The part of the solution is like, if Jordan Peterson gets clowned on for being emotional and everything like that, the whole idea of like toxic masculinity is to prevent that from happening. Don't let people, or I guess boys and men, bottle up their emotions and like hide from it. But then you see someone like Jordan Peterson, who is a good role model for a lot of these people in terms of psychology. Let me specify. Like he gets shit on for being emotional and makes people not want to come out about it. But then on the other hand, it's like Jordan Peterson does have some fucked up takes, or he says something really stupid, especially on Twitter.
So where does he sit on the line?
I'm saying what should we do as a society?
I think we should promote the things that we like and not promote the things that we dislike.
True.
But that also sets the bad example for things that we're trying to get rid of that we don't like toxic masculinity. But then we're perpetrating it for people like Jordan Peterson just because we like making fun of him.
Like a lot of people, or I've noticed this a lot recently, but like a lot of people like on the left, like they preach, certain like body positivity things and like obviously like against like toxic masculinity. But then like, as you said, like when someone they disagree with does something like the picture of Elon Musk and his big chest or whatever, or like Jordan Peterson crying or whatever, like they instantly drop all that and they're like, now we get to shit on this guy just for whatever. It's like I get it, because like you don't like what they say or what they preach or whatever, but like at the same time, it's like you have no fucking principles. Like what do you actually believe? You know what I mean? What'd you say?
What comes along with those posts is always the comments of everyone being like, okay, guys, you can shit on this person, but you don't need to shit on their fucking body and things like that.
There are ways to shit on them that isn't like shitty.
Those comments, I'm always like, y'all just don't ever think.
Yeah. No.
Because it's a double standard like that.
Yeah.
Because it happens a lot with like gay people or trans people. Because they'll be like, they could be a shit person in general, but just because they're gay or trans doesn't mean that you can call them slurs because of that.
Exactly.
Except you. I get to call you slurs.
Why?
Because you're my friend.
And I'm gay. I recently became, this is also kind of just like a weird tangent.
You recently became gay?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
For real?
Well, like, let me explain. Because we talked about, I think like at the 5th episode of the podcast, I was talking about how like I identify as pansexual internally. Because I never thought that it was just unlikely that I would like somebody that isn't like feminine in appearance, because that's just my preference. But then like talking to NBs and then like realizing retroactively that I did have a crush on like a dude at one point. I'm like, well, I feel more valid as a pansexual person.
Yeah.
That's huge, man.
No,
It's
thanks.
so funny looking back at those moments because you're like, damn, I'm fucking stupid low key. Like, it was right there in front of me and I really said, no, that's not you. When it's like, yeah, bitch, that's you.
Yeah.
Well, like I felt like that since, I don't know, like the first year of college. I was like, but I just didn't care about it. And I still don't put a lot of weight on it because in general, I'm like a gender abolitionist. I think all that stuff should just be like,
I'm in the same boat. I get you.
It's just, I understand that there's good, it's good to have those labels as like a society now, but in general, I feel like all that stuff just at the core of it doesn't matter. It's like you're gonna like what you like, you're gonna be who you want to be. So then, like after high school and everything, I started thinking about it, and I was like, "Am I gay?" There are totally people that I would like have sex with that aren't women. I was like, "What do I even define this as?" And it's pansexuality, but I never felt justified in saying to other people or people that I was trying to date, saying that I was pansexual, because I was like, it's not likely that I'm gonna like a dude or anything like that.
Just because you weren't like practicing.
Yeah,
It's just
and
like
after meeting more people, I was like, okay, yeah, because I get attracted to different people.
It's always tough because like no matter what orientation you have, it's always like the 0.01% of finding the actual right person. I mean, I guess right is relative, right?
Yeah.
Well, everyone
Yeah.
wants the right person.
Yeah.
I guess that is fair, but it is hard finding someone at the very least that you can break that minimum barrier for.
Right.
Yeah. It's also, like you said, I think it's just, I don't know, something that like I see on Twitter sometimes, and it's very rare. There's some like castigation of like bisexual and pan people, like who haven't experimented or done things with men, like casting doubt on them and like you're not really bi, or like, they're just like pick a team, like shit like that.
Yeah.
That shit is so cringe.
It's
I
so
hate
fucking
that shit.
annoying.
Because I feel like most people that I know personally, they're like bisexual or pansexual, but they've never been with somebody that isn't like what would be considered the standard, relationship. I say that in air quotes. You just couldn't see it until we do the video podcast.
Yeah.
Air horn.
Put like Taco Bell bells
What?
behind your air quotes.
Yeah.
Live Moss. But yeah, I feel like that's something that's kind of a stigma, because you're right. I do see that like every once in a while where somebody's like invalidating somebody else's sexuality just because they haven't, fucked every color of the rainbow.
Yeah. And they'll do that even if like you don't even need.
Even if you have.
Yeah, even if you have and you just say something out of turn, they'll say something fucked up about you.
Yeah.
Like there was a one what's it called? He was like a politician in some conservative ass state like Nebraska or some like fucking random ass state like that. And he was a Democrat, but he was using like a lot of conservative language because obviously there's a fuck ton of conservative people there. So it's like you have to like, advertise to who you're trying to get to vote for you. You know what I mean? But like people like posted the ad and then like called him like a smarmy and then like the cigarette emoji.
I think we talked about
Yeah, we
this.
did talk about that. But it's like it's insane that like, someone says something you don't like and then all of a sudden you're a faggot to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just cast off, whatever the fuck. But that's the internet. I guess.
Yeah.
So
And Hasanabi liked it.
It flips so fast.
whatever. Wait, what?
I said it flips so fast.
Yeah, it did. Because now it's gay people calling other gay people faggot. And
Yeah. Because that's what it is. Like minorities are calling each other their slurs. Just like in casual conversation. It catches me so off guard. Like
yeah, like wait, what do you mean? Can you give me an example?
like
Say it.
okay, fine. I will see like TikToks and shit, and like it'll just be like a couple of black people just hanging out, and then someone will say some dumb shit. They'll be like, "Shut the fuck up, coon," or some dumb shit. And it's just like randomly out of like, and I'm like, damn, like that was so out of pocket.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Why would you say that?
unprovoked, Like,
Yeah, is that even right? Would you consider that okay?
I mean, like it's kind of funny, and it's like it also hurts a little more because it's someone. They're like you,
It stings a little bit more.
Yeah.
But when someone else of another race does it, that's like a hate crime.
Yeah,
Because you're like,
because
dude.
it's like you don't fucking know me. My friend might be able to call me a coon because maybe I did save 75 cents, whatever the fuck, whatever. But this white bitch, no.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel that. So for gay people, is it just like, do you think it's okay that everyone's just calling each other the F slur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's weird. I think it's
a little weird because I feel like
it all depends on context.
it definitely depends on the
I
context.
feel like with the amount of times I'd call people just like bitch in regular conversation,
it's
like,
probably more
it
normalized.
It makes the same like connection in my head.
yeah.
Sets off the same neurons.
Yeah, the
Pleasure.
monkey brain neuron be like, bitch.
Dude, like fucking in like the trans community on like 4chan, they all call each other like T-slurs and shit.
yeah, they do.
Like it's insane. It's so weird.
But they're toxic in general. So
And I
like,
mean, the
Yeah,
Reddit
but
board Wall
it's just
Street bets.
they're real. They're people. you know?
I wouldn't personally do it because I feel like at some point it's just like how if you're doing it so much, how much is it until you're just like being mean or like
Yeah.
purposely
know.
using the slur for like
Because
a liberating feeling?
I've said it as a joke, but I feel like the liberation part I feel like is kind of weird because it's like I don't want to just call all my friends the F slur all the time or
Just because
whatever
I
all the
can.
time.
But
yeah,
like,
just because I
sometimes
can.
It's funny. you
Sometimes
know?
it's funny, but then if you do it all the time, it's not going to be funny
You
anymore.
gotta make the
you know?
times when you slur special.
Yeah.
I just think people shouldn't slur in general.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like it would probably work out infinitely better, but that's no fun.
I'm a slur abolitionist.
Yeah. We should
I'm
either abolish slurs or
keeping
just
the N-word.
just go hard.
I'm not gonna stop using it. I'm not. Sorry.
It's not fair.
Sorry, Zane.
You have to hop on our train. We have to abolish them all.
That's fair. You can do whatever you want.
Thank you.
That's not my territory.
Thank you.
I think as a white,
Please tell me.
as a white young 20-year-old,
We need to abolish the N-word. Nobody should say it.
or let white people use it in rap songs.
with a soft A, and that is it. That is final.
The deal I strike is Jack Harlow can say it.
Jack Harlow can say it around Drewski, and that's it.
Another thing I wanted to talk about was Alex and I, when we're just at home chilling, we'll watch YouTube together.
Stop!
We go to the bathroom together.
What?
We have sex in your
What?
bed.
What? My bed?
It's a
My
king.
king-size bed?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
bed.
It's got enough room.
Where else are they gonna do
It's
it?
about to be my bed.
Actually, I paid for it.
Actually,
It's in my name, though.
It's in your name.
yeah, okay.
If you
What,
guys
are you renting
divorce-
it?
No, you have to, like, did you know that when you buy a mattress, you literally, like, get a paper of, like, you own this mattress?
Really?
Like buying
Yeah.
a fucking used car.
Like,
the fuck?
like, no shit, yeah.
I mean, I guess
I got
it is
my-
like a big purchase, but I don't think I would go that extra.
I got my mattress
It's more
registered.
loosely just like a contract because they always have deals and shit. So it's like, oh, if you do this, blah, blah, blah. If you did this, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, like a
And
warranty?
then it's like, yeah, or
Oh,
whatever. And then
okay.
like you just sign it and be like, yeah, I paid this much for this.
Oh,
All
that
I'm
makes
saying
sense.
is, girl, you sleep on a couch.
Bitch, you're missing on the couch.
You're the one who cheated on her.
Hey, with our roommate.
But it's Zane.
I didn't ask who
It's
it was.
Zane.
It was
What do you
a
mean? It's
roommate.
just Zane.
Oh, god damn it.
Just wait till Sean gets here.
Yeah.
Ah.
And then I'm beating all y'all's asses.
Yeah, we have
This
a fourth
harem
roommate
is going
DLC
bad.
coming.
Yeah, DLC coming soon. Delayed one more time.
Harem DLC.
Well, he'll watch.
Yeah, I'll
Voyeur
watch.
DLC.
We have cuck chairs in this room right now. I'm
True.
sitting in the cuck chair.
We should set up cameras around the house
We
and
have
turn
one
you
right
guys
here.
into a reality TV show
Fuck off.
that only I can watch on this TV.
We
No.
could upload it to the channel.
You have to sit here to watch it.
Yeah.
Someone's just on like the CCTV security cam down here.
You just see us just scrolling through.
It's like
TV
Five Nights at
channels.
Freddy's. Like I have power bars. And if I run out of power, you guys sprint at me, just bolt at me,
I would
Zane's
be down
jacking
for
off
that.
again.
eat me,
Yeah.
bro.
No.
You guys wouldn't commit to the bit? Come on.
Yes, I would.
That'd be an interesting
Legally, I
null
have to
thought
say no.
experiment.
Shred me to pieces, please.
What I was going to talk about was that Alex and I were watching this YouTube video. I forget what it was even about, but they had a tangent themselves talking about how like indigenous tribes or like
Oh,
they
yeah.
still exist in the world somewhere, like on islands or like in
Like
the Amazon.
uncontacted ones.
Oh, yeah.
In like the
Damn.
rainforests. Alex brought up the idea of like how if we were to, how would we integrate them into society, if at all? Like, would we? Is it ethical
Yeah, I don't know if you
for
could.
us?
I don't think it is ethical.
I don't think.
Because they'll.
I don't think they want it.
Yeah, I don't
They
think they
probably
want
don't
it.
want
Well,
it.
Yeah.
Do they even know that they don't
They
want it?
do.
They,
could
bro,
buy-
They do.
they've seen planes fly over, and those planes
And
come
the
back with
thing is-
50 arrows in them.
And the
Well,
thing
like-
is, these people aren't uncontacted. Like they're contacted, and
Mostly
people have gone there.
uncontacted.
And-
the contacts have been killed. That's the
No,
thing.
No, they haven't.
On some of them, yeah. Like
Some of
they've
them,
straight
sure.
up just murdered
But-
people they don't know.
Most of them, they're just people, and they're like, okay,
Yeah, they're just
you're
chilling.
cool. You can hang out for a couple of days. Okay, bye.
Yeah, film your
then,
documentary.
yeah.
Give me some snacks.
I
and
think
get the fuck
some
out of
of them
here.
Yeah.
are. I don't think a lot of them are. Because some
A
of
lot
them
of them
straight
are
up do kill people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well, I don't
think
know
there's a few
I don't know
in
the
between.
percentage, and I feel
think
like that's
those are
hard
the
to
few
judge.
in between.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking in specific that really well documented, like a cannibal tribe. That's I don't even. I know they're well documented. Have I read them? No, but but yeah, it's like a cannibal tribe, and like every time we've gone to send contact with them, they just like straight up kill and eat the person.
Based.
No, it's like
Actually,
the
they have it
forest.
right.
It's like the forest.
True.
It's literally the forest island.
The fucking Armsy comes out of the woods. We're like, we should get these people in society.
I want to see that guy doing my taxes. I want to get that guy certified as a personal tax
There's
assistant.
fucking like Virginia, the multi-legged woman, like fucking H&R Block. Like, let me do your taxes, man.
Yeah, because like how do you integrate cannibals unless we start like selling human meat or some shit?
Oh,
We could probably just wean them off of human meat and give them other meats.
It's not like they're addicted to human meat.
we'll give
they
them
could eat
penguin
other
or
meats.
something.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying they still are gonna want it.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably gonna want it, but like,
So we have to give them a little bit.
You gotta give them a
other
little
animals.
We
taste.
just have to go like just a little bit.
they have to eat other animals. I'm pretty sure they're not like exclusively cannibals,
You
right?
don't know that.
I hope not.
Yeah, like
Unless
where do
it's a
they
lot
get all the
harder.
people to kill?
Yeah.
Each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
Do
how
they
much?
have babies?
Oh my god!
is it the fucking
Dude, you're actually right. They probably do eat a fuck ton of babies.
Procreate like every other thing, dude.
Well, because
Fuck.
think about it, like tribes like that, like they have high infant mortality already, so
No
they're like,
fucking
this
way.
is food factory. This is a fucking food
This
machine.
shit's
Yeah.
midsummer.
But instead of
Yeah.
like malaria
The worst.
killing off your young kids,
It's
it's just
you.
you're eating the babies.
Well, no, they'd already die.
Well, do you
like
know
most,
how?
a lot of babies, like
you're
in
saying
those
because-
conditions,
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
a lot of those
okay.
babies in those conditions die through childbirth anyway. So
and they're like, well, don't let it go to
or
waste.
like a few years after. So yeah, they're like, let's butcher that boy up.
put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Do you know how much nutrients are in the placenta?
A lot.
They probably do eat the placenta.
Imagine the whole baby.
Dude, we eat the placenta.
We eat the placenta.
which is still insane to me. I don't
Yeah.
think I could ever do that.
I had a teacher
it's probably just like meat.
People make like smoothies.
It's probably like blood. It's probably like a big blood
They
clot.
clean
Yeah,
it.
probably.
They clean
They
it.
what is it, like a bean?
Like, I mean, people drink
A
just straight up.
bean? How big do you think?
I don't. How
Maybe
big is it?
Think of a melon.
Bruh.
Think of a baby. Think of the size of an infant and something that has to hold the entire infant. It's that big. And you have to, after you give birth, you have to have something called afterbirth, which is when you birth the placenta.
You can't eat that too.
What?
Wait,
Yeah,
so
people do
that's where the Binding of Isaac game
Oh my
comes from.
Do you think afterbirth was a made up term?
Yeah.
Afterbirth
even know
is
the
when you
lore.
birth the placenta.
I didn't know that.
You
Because you have
just
to
said
push out the
that.
placenta. I know, but you guys seem
She's
a little
educating.
fucking lost.
Yucky.
And
Oh.
then yeah, I'm pretty sure like I bet they ask like, do you want it? I'm sure
No.
you might have to ask. Be
Toss that shit in the garbage,
Yeah,
dog.
no,
Unless
but-
Gordon Ramsay's cooking it, I don't want it.
Yeah, no, true. People like keep it and freeze it and like put it in like smoothies and
Placenta
shit.
confit. Yummy.
God.
We had a teacher in
No.
high school that was like bragging about eating the placenta. And we
Right.
were all like, bro.
Yo, I took the biggest bite out of that placenta.
I went, oh.
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
I have
Do
an
you
answer.
guys? I don't know if you do.
Maybe.
Do you guys know at what age a girl stops growing?
Oh my fucking
I'm pretty sure it's
God.
younger. What? It's like 18 or 17.
Well,
Say-
because they start puberty early. I'll say 16.
It's anywhere from 10 to 14.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
insane.
I knew it was
Wah.
pretty young.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Also, she's also excluding the official Google answer of 15, by the way.
I'm not.
Did you already
The
Google
range-
it?
The range says 10 to 14.
We've had 2 arguments so far.
The range literally says 10 to 14.
I mean,
How did
I
this
trust-
argument-
It says 10 to 14.
how
I
did this
trust
start?
a
articles.
girl with her own knowledge.
How did
I
this start?
guess.
Because I think it started one day because Alex was like, he said some shit about me being short, and I was like, yeah, that's because I stopped growing when I was 13 years old. And he was
You-
like, what the
Like,
fuck
I'm telling
are
you right now,
talking
you're
about?
you're remembering this memory word for word.
I do that a lot. Like when it's like confrontational, I'll remember arguments word for word because I'm not getting it wrong when I'm spilling the tea, bitch. I'm telling you word for fucking word what happened.
Okay.
So he
She
was
got
like,
brain receipts.
yeah, I do. And so he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, what age do you think girls stop growing at? And he was like 18. And I was like, I stopped growing when I was 13. And I was
Yeah.
like, girls stop growing when they're like 13. And he was like, there's no way that's not true.
I believe it.
And I'm like, bro, when I tell
No,
you,
it's literally 13.
Bro,
If
You're telling me that nothing happens from 13 to like
if
25?
I
I mean,
probably
other
mostly
things
brain
grow, It's
development.
just not their height.
if
Yeah.
I were to grow past the age of 13, do you think I would be 5'3"? No.
I think you just lost.
I literally didn't because my dad's 6'4" and my mom's 5'6". Those are average, like fucking tall heights. That shit don't even make sense. The math isn't math, and so
And she got you there, Alex.
I believe it because, like, when I was in elementary school, I remember women were tall
yeah,
as
no,
fuck.
I was
Yes.
literally about to say that. I
Yes.
remember a specific memory where I was like, damn, that bitch has been drinking her milk.
Damn, you milked up, Shawty.
You're like, okay, per.
I had a friend who was like 6 foot already in elementary school.
Yeah.
It was like sixth
Same,
grade, and I'm
yeah.
like,
Oh my
bro,
God.
I did all of my growing in 7th grade. I hit the hardest growth spurt. I was like maybe 5'3", and then at the end of middle school, I was like 5'10".
Yeah, I
And
was
I'm
a
like,
fucking
Jesus.
twerp in 8th grade.
I was a fucking dork.
I was
Yeah.
a fucking loser nerd.
Calling yourself a twerp, I think it's like I didn't know you back
It's
then,
such
but
a
I think it's
hard
just
doing
Yeah,
that
true.
twerp.
yeah, because it's like you only could call yourself a twerp.
True.
I was.
I wouldn't describe myself as a twerp. I would go with dork.
Is twerp a slur?
That's
It's a
the T
nerd-
slur. That's
it's
the
a
T
nerd
slur.
slur.
Stop.
The nerd slur.
Nerd slur.
Only we can use that
Yeah.
word.
And Timmy Turner.
Yeah.
Timmy Turner. Well, he's a dork, so he can use it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Arguably, he gets more words than we do.
He gets slurred a lot.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. He gets called a twerp all the time.
Yeah,
Yes, he
Yeah,
does.
he does. Oh my
No
god.
wonder
could
he
also-
has fucking Fairly Odd Parents.
What'd you say?
No wonder he has Fairly
Oh.
Odd Parents.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
The
Do you
more-
not remember the point of the show?
Yeah. But it's starting to make sense. I mean, like a
Wait,
bad
hold.
babysitter. It's like, who gives a shit?
In the lore, did he have the Fairly Odd Parents because he was?
He had
He
the
sucked?
Fairly
He had a
Odd
shit
Parents
life.
because he had a shit life, because he got bullied, because he had big fucking teeth or whatever.
His parents
he barely
didn't like
had any
him.
friends. His parents didn't love him.
Well,
and he
his
had a
parents were
horrible
negligent.
fucking- yeah,
I wouldn't say they didn't
They
love
didn't
him. The way
love
that
him.
they acted in the show were just like aloof.
Yeah.
That they
very-
even
Yeah.
had a son.
Yeah.
Like we have
And
a
the-
son.
they-
And the dad was too busy being anti-Semitic to care about him.
Yes.
True. Dinkelberg.
And he had an awful babysitter, so they gave him fairly godparents to make his life a little bit better.
I always thought they hammered in the fact that it was his bad babysitter that he got the godparents for.
yeah, because she was
That's
like
part
the
of
icing
it.
on the cake.
Yeah, she's like
She
the
was definitely
shittiest.
shitty.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
the thing that keeps you in your room at home.
But
The thing, the creature
Yeah.
that keeps you imprisoned, trapped.
it's my babysitter Vicky, and then like a shadow in the corner throws eyes.
Eldritch horror.
That'd be a good
it calls
show.
me slurs.
It calls me slur. It calls me the G slur.
The fucking Babadook is just like from the shadows. It's calling you the N word.
Can we watch the Fairly Odd Parents too after SpongeBob?
Girl,
We got a lineup.
We have a lot of watching.
We got it
to
on
I mean,
cue.
SpongeBob is like 13 seasons right now. We're gonna have to
We
catch
don't
up.
even have to
Is
watch all
SpongeBob
of them.
still going?
Yeah,
I think
What?
so.
How?
I don't know.
it's the fucking most popular cartoon of the
Ever.
the 2000s.
I mean, I guess, but like, how many fish puns can you like really?
I mean, they have
think
pretty
up?
wacky storylines. They
Yeah,
can
I
come
feel
up with
like
a lot of shit.
it's not fish puns all the time.
Yeah.
I saw
There's
like
a fish pun per
You're not a
episode.
SpongeBob fan. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
Have you
For
guys?
real.
How many of the movies have you guys seen?
One.
Most
of
I think they have like
them, I
3.
Yeah,
There's 3 of them?
Yeah.
there are 3.
Oh
of
wait,
think I've
no, I
seen
think I've seen
2.
2. The one where they go to Atlantis,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
The later-
and then
yeah,
the
the later
goofy
one.
goober one.
That's
And
the
the Goofy
only good
Goober
movie.
one.
The Atlantis one was pretty
Wait.
good.
No,
I remember enjoying the Atlantis one.
I remember you being wrong.
I think
I think the
liked
Goofy Goober was way
Atlantis
better.
one.
Yeah,
It
I'll
was
say that.
probably
Mhm.
mid, to be honest.
We should
What?
watch them.
The trilogy,
An honest rating.
Yeah.
the SpongeBob
we
trilogy.
already know the Goofy Goober one's gonna go hard. I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
cry.
That
Yeah.
one's just a classic.
Yeah.
Like it's on par with like regular or I guess early SpongeBob
Yes.
episodes.
Also, like I remember being mind blown by the animation. Like it was like
Yes.
so clean and pretty and
Bro,
like
the
good.
part where they
CG.
were
my sexual awakening was David Hasselhoff.
low key, and the part where they were like sizzling
When they
under
were
the
in
light.
his ass.
Yeah.
If it was in his ass, whoa.
I
Weren't
could
they?
see a
Didn't
sponge in that
didn't,
crack.
No,
didn't
no,
they get
no, no, the
clenched in his
flag-
butt cheeks?
No, it was his
no,
chest.
It was his
Yeah,
pecs.
Oh,
the
it was
flag
his
in between
pecs.
Patrick's ass when he was flying through the crowd.
Oh,
They showed that
that's
shit
what
in
it
the-
is.
Yeah.
The fucking theaters. Do you think they're gonna show David Hasselhoff's ass
Yeah.
for free?
I wish
Yeah.
they would.
Well, it wasn't free, but
I
wish they would.
Free.
They would have to double his salary, but yeah.
how many more times is SpongeBob gonna
And
come
up
up in
the
this
rating.
conversation?
I need royalties for my ass. Said David Hasselhoff.
In the director's cut, SpongeBob and Patrick are in David's ass.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Like, David, you got to shoot this one. He's like, I'm not comfortable. They're like, dude, you got to do it.
David, it's CGI'd in. You won't feel a thing.
Your ass is gonna be CGI, David.
Is that
And
a
then it's just
sponge?
like full hairy David Hasselhoff ass.
Like the very close-ups, like the SpongeBob close-ups of like a Hasselhoff ass.
God.
I would love that.
Something I was thinking of at work just because I was bored and I had nothing else to do.
Hasselhoff's ass.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
When do you not?
I honestly kind of want to start a petition
Hard to say.
at work just to get to. I want to try and see if I can like get management. It's not our management. It would have to be like our greater company because we're a subset of like a larger corporation. So like maybe if I get enough people to sign it, it'll happen. But what I was thinking of is like there's a lot of places that are adopting like a different work schedule. Like it'll be 4 days a week or it'll be 5 days a week, but 6 hours. And I was thinking about it, like which one would I even want to do? Because it is kind of like a, it's a small thing, but I thought it was kind of interesting because would you rather work shorter days, but the same amount of days? Or would you rather just have an extra day off essentially?
I would like, the perfect world of being able to like do both. Cause like my mom's like in a great situation where she can like pick her schedule most of the time for like periods of a time. So she can pick if she has like 4-day work weeks where she works like 10-hour days or whatever.
That's the life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like being able to plan
or
out
if she
a
wants like
month
the
as a
6-hour,
schedule.
5 days a week, whatever.
Yeah, my mom's
And-
in like the same boat. Like she can literally work from home pretty much whenever she wants.
Yeah.
Like unless there's like a big project or something that needs to be done like on campus or whatever, like she's chill.
Well, good
Right.
for her.
Yeah. Well, I'm jealous
Whatever.
too, bitch.
And from my experience, I probably would prefer the 4 long days
Yeah, just to get a fourth. Yeah.
just to get it over with and have an extra day.
I'd probably agree.
I would appreciate the extra day so much.
Yeah, I don't mind working 8 hours. I think that's
Right.
probably my threshold before I'm like just too tired to do anything outside of work.
Mhm.
Because I do come home tired, but I get energy like after just sitting down for like 30 minutes
Right.
or so, and then I'm able to do chores or whatever I want to do. I wish I had more time in the evening. I wish it was like a 32-hour day
Mhm.
so I can get enough sleep and do shit. But
Right.
Yeah, that'd be so fucking
that's
nice.
impossible. So the
Yeah.
only way to do that is to basically cut down what we have as a work schedule. And America is like really ingrained in the idea that this needs to be a thing, like a
Yeah.
40-hour work week.
Mm.
Right.
It does. It really
It
shouldn't.
doesn't.
Because productivity has been proven to stay the same, if not improve, in a lot of different sectors.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, like, I mean, I think it was either Italy or Spain adopted that mindset.
I
I
mean,
think it was like a 4-day work week.
yeah, I think Italy did it, but
Mhm.
I also
Italy sounds
like
accurate.
a
I just
lot
wasn't
of
sure.
what's it called? A lot of companies in Europe like do it. It's not. It doesn't even necessarily have to be like a national law or whatever, but a lot of companies will still do it. And I've seen some like jobs on Indeed around here that do it, but I've never seen like the 5-day 6 hours. So.
Yeah, I
the-
think that's
the
a little bit
shorter
more
day.
rare
Yeah.
because they like people staying. I think it's just better for the day of the work day,
Yeah.
because you get in early in the morning and then you leave like late afternoon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
And I think that works out just in terms of like the business schedule of the day.
Mhm.
And I think a 4-day work week would kind of divide that up. So a lot of people still have the weekends
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
Yeah,
everything
no,
to do
I-
like their hobbies or maybe a second
Yeah.
job if they're capitalist brained.
Whoa, bro. I work. I have 2 jobs right now.
No, I mean, I thought about doing it.
I enjoy my 4-day work week for my one job, for my teaching job. It's really fucking chill,
Yeah.
and it's part time anyway. So it's like I'm only there for 4 days for 4 hours out of the day anyway, at least. So like it's chill as fuck.
Right.
That's huge.
But yeah, I work Saturdays. So
Personally, I
for my other
don't
job.
really know what I would really want to do, just because I would enjoy like an extra day off because I just take Mondays off occasionally because I'm like
Yeah.
I want a long weekend
Right.
and I don't want to take Friday off because like what am I going to do Thursday night?
Yeah.
I'd rather have the extra day to rest after the weekend.
Mhm.
I'm basically shifting Sunday to another day. But then on the other hand, like I would love to get home earlier because I don't care about. I mean, it's 6 hours a day, and I would still get like a lunch break and everything too. So
Yeah.
thinking about it in my job, it's like I think I only do about 6 hours of work anyways at my job
Mhm.
because like I get there early in the morning and I'm like setting up stuff or I'm like figuring out what I'm going to do for the day, and then I start it after an hour of being there, and then an hour before I leave, I'm like shutting shit down. I'm like
Yeah.
closing my programs and everything, submitting it to the server for backup and everything. And I guess that's still considered like work, but it's not the actual labor that I'm doing for them. It's just kind of setting up to do my job.
Mhm.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I think honestly, I would prefer to have 6-hour work days, but that's only because I the way I value my time off is that I would rather have more to do in a day overall than have like the extra day. Because it's like there's only those 12 effective hours of like a day that you can use at any given point. But like getting off at like 6, or getting off early, like you start work in the morning and then you get off early.
Like at 3
So it's
or
like
something.
then you have, like, in my eyes at least, more time of your day to use overall.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm thinking.
Because I was thinking about what I would even do with those 2 extra hours, and I'd probably go to the gym. Like I would be able to comfortably cook dinner for myself. I'd be able to go to the gym and like focus on actually improving my body and everything.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, all right, I got 35 minutes before I have to be in the gym and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not including the drive there. Because it would be easier to maintain that kind of schedule, especially if you're doing it for 5 days. So schedule wise, I think it works out a little bit better. But you're still going to work like every day of the work week, essentially. So not a lot of people would like that.
But also, if you have 4-day work week, those are usually 10-hour days.
Yeah.
And like a 10-hour day, that sounds like kind of brutal.
It's brutal, especially if you have to do it like multiple days like in a row.
Yeah.
Like if it's not like your off days aren't split.
Yeah.
If you're working 10 or 12-hour shifts, quit. You do not deserve to be working that kind of shift.
It depends.
And it depends on
if
the
the
day.
money's worth it, you know what I mean? Because like nurses, they generally work like 12 hours, sometimes 24 or like 36-hour shifts. Like they'll be
You
working
should be
long
getting
as
like
fuck.
4 days off a week then.
Well, they do.
They
a lot of
do,
them
like,
work
they have,
like
like, a
they work
rest
like
period.
three days a week or something. A lot of them.
Okay.
Damn,
well,
I'm
I guess
about to
that's
be a
fair.
nurse.
Yeah.
But then that averages out to be like way more than an average work week, right? Because if they're going for 36, just over.
Probably, yeah.
Right.
They get like 60, 70 hours easily. You know what I mean?
Fucking insane.
But there's at hospitals, there's like unlimited overtime. You know what I mean? Like they don't give a fuck. They'll pay you for that.
When I was in high school and I worked as a lifeguard, one of my supervisors was talking about how he was an auditor. So he just went around to other pools and just like judged the lifeguards and how they lifeguarded.
Really?
But he was bragging to me how he was like, yeah, I'm working like 70, 80-hour work weeks. My paycheck's about to be loaded. I'm like, good for you, but holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like you don't have anything fun to do in your life.
Yeah.
You're just micromanaging lifeguards 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
I really do think that we should cut full time down to 30 hours. And
I
be
agree.
paid
It
more.
just makes more sense.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are on that schedule, right? You only
Yeah.
do 30 hours. I think that is kind of the way to go because I feel like people in America, at least, just only work like an actual usable 30 hours. And I think everyone's mindset would improve a lot more because you're not like, oh, fucking Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
like-
like Garfield.
Yeah. Because like you said, like how you spend like 2 hours at least, like just like packing or like closing shit up. Like how much of your 8-hour work day are you actually like working? You know what I mean? Like it'd probably be way more effective and like a healthier mindset if like you wake up at like 8, going at 9, you're there for like 6 hours, you put in some like, you know, like 5 or whatever hours of good work and then you're out. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you'd have the energy to do that. Whereas like an 8-hour day, there's probably a lot of times where you're probably like twiddling your thumbs or just like chilling or whatever. You know?
Energy is
I
a good
cannot
point.
say
Yeah.
the same for my job.
Well, yeah, for certain food jobs and things like that, it's different. But
For, like,
I was thinking
labor
like
jobs.
the context of like an office job.
Yeah. Well, I think even for labor jobs like that, I think it's even more beneficial to change people out more frequently. So you
Yes.
work like you have multiple shifts of 6 hours. So then like Alex goes in, he does whatever he needs to do, and then someone else comes in because it's less of a physical and also mental toll on Alex working that
true.
much. But you also get more done because you have more people to do that, and it provides more jobs.
Yes.
Like if you have those shorter work days, you can honestly, even for salary jobs, you can have like a different shift essentially. Because there's somebody at my job that comes in at like 2 o'clock. I'm sure there's other people that would do that. Honestly, I would do it on some days. And it's just like up to the individual to want to do that. And I feel like there are enough people who want to do that to justify splitting up this workday. Because not only do you get more people, but your workers' mindsets improve and they're able to do better quality work even for their shorter shifts.
Yeah. I wish it was like society like had more night owls or like night owls like ran society a little more, so things would be open later. You know what I mean?
Like, because we just need to integrate them because obviously they exist.
That's
a lot
true.
of people that
I
already
feel like,
are night owls, but they just like there's no place in society for them because they have to be forced to wake up at a job that's at 7 a.m.
Yeah,
because like at an office, like you can have like build like a very simple security system with like fobs or whatever to let people in whenever they need to get in, and it's like if I just do my work between like 3 a.m. and you know 10 a.m. or whatever, like what's the difference between me coming then and like, you know, 8 a.m. to whatever the fuck.
Yeah, because most businesses leave the lights on and everything.
Yeah, true.
Like the electricity is running either way.
Yeah.
Might as
and
well
even
be
then,
selling shit.
Yeah, and even then, like most night owls, they're not even gonna want to turn everything on. They're gonna work in the dark or like work with a little fucking lamp at their desk. You know what I mean? Like nobody shuts down all the power at their fucking office before they leave.
Yeah.
Unless you're at like a fucking some crazy shit. Or
Alex,
something.
would you be a night owl shift?
At this point, honestly, no.
Yeah,
I can't.
You've adjusted.
Yeah, I've like fully adjusted to being like a morning person.
Do you prefer doing nights or do you prefer only doing days now because you're forced to do it?
I think that my body has naturally grown accustomed to being awake and I get my energy spurts while the day is out. But I could also probably easily swap back. So
which do you enjoy more is what I was asking.
I enjoy the night. I genuinely really do. I enjoy being outside because it's nice and cold. I don't get too hot running around and shit.
No sunburn.
Yeah, it's just great. I just feel alive when it's
So if you had
colder.
the option to do like a second shift like that, would you do it? Or maybe third shift, I guess. That'd
probably
be more
not
accurate.
because the time I want to waste is actually the daytime. So
Okay, yeah, that's
what I'm
interesting.
thinking. Like I want to work during the day so I can experience the nighttime
Well, I
because
feel like
that's
that
what
would
the part of the day that I enjoy the most. So I want to be present for that time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I
rather
feel like
than at
you'd
a
do
job.
second shift then.
yeah,
Like
it's-
you'd want to wake up at like 2 o'clock and then
Yeah.
go in at like 4 or something
Right.
and then get off at 11.
Yes.
yeah, that sounds
Those
about
days
right.
are pretty nice.
The apparently, I had a friend who was from Cairo, and they said that like since it's so fucking hot out there, a lot of the like their businesses are like closed up until like 4 or 5 p.m. or something, and then they'll be open until like 6 or 7 a.m. and then everything closes
simply
down.
because it's the
it's like
fucking-
so.
Yeah, 'cause of
it's
the
so
sun.
Because
like,
they can't do shit. Well, I guess that's weird though, because the hottest part of the day is usually like when they're waking up. Because like the evening time or afternoon is when the ground and everything around in nature is heated up to, because it's had
Wouldn't
the
it be
sun
like
blasting.
when it's on the top?
At high
No,
noon.
it's after. Well, that's when it's getting the most heat, but it's not the most hot essentially because everything's heating up during the day. That's why mornings are way colder than like the beginning of nights.
Right.
Well, I might
Because
have had my
everything's
times wrong.
What?
I might have had my times wrong.
Well, I mean, they probably do wake up in the afternoon, but they're not doing much because it is so hot. They could just be like waking up, eating food.
Yeah, that's
And
like
then
their
Getting
morning
ready
time.
for the day.
And then like 5 and 6 is their 10 to 12,
Right.
essentially.
I think that'd be cool if that was like everywhere, where like people were just like,
Mhm.
you could go to sleep whenever you want, wake up whenever you want, go to work, whatever the fuck.
I guess
As
we
long as you
gotta-
get your work in and get your fucking hours
I
in.
guess we gotta move.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you want to move to Cairo.
I don't
They
know if
got
I
a lot
want to
of
move to
problems.
Cairo, but I definitely do want to see it.
Yeah.
That's been the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm
I'm at a payphone
Oh,
trying to
God.